How's it going, everybody? So good to be back. I took a little hiatus after that last walnut table build, so be sure to check that one out if you haven't already. Anyway, this video, since I'm in full production mode of charcuterie boards, engraved boards, any other type of cutting boards getting ready for the upcoming holiday season, I figured I would take this opportunity to explain how I use the power planer, yes, the power planer, to plane these surfaces perfectly smooth. Yes, I realize this is somewhat of a controversial subject in the woodworking world, but I've done this many times. So far, so good. Yes, I realize I'm sure there's people out there that have had bad luck so far. Please tell me your stories down in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. I have a technique, again, that so far is working great. So again, I'm going to explain how I do that. First of all, I'm going to bring you in a little bit closer and show you the potential dangers, if you will, of what could happen. So for those of you who don't know, an end grain cutting board, the grain is pointed upward. So I'm going to use this ruler to represent a spinning blade. And so as the board is going through the power planer, and the blade is, again, use your imagination, is spinning and spinning and spinning, planing off a little bit of wood. As it gets near the end, it has a chance to catch the last little bits of grain right here and potentially just tear off huge chunks. I've seen some videos where it's just little bits, and I've seen others where it really grabs huge chunks and rips it off. So now I will explain my technique to combat that problem. And that solution to combat the problem is twofold. First, I take my power sander right here and I apply a pretty heavy chamfer to both ends. How big they are, I don't think really matters, but still big enough to where as the planer blades are going through, they're not going to catch just this nice sharp edge. As you plane down, it will be chasing down the thickness of the chamfer, so you do have to kind of keep an eye on that. Second portion to combat the problem is to take very, very, very small passes. As far as a measurement, who knows, 1/64th or 1/4 of a millimeter. I'm kind of making those up. Point being, extremely small passes. And therefore, it's going to be a lot of them. Kind of might be fun to see how many I actually go through here. So I'm going to, again, go ahead and apply that chamfer and head on over to the power planer and get this done. And one last tip, after I turn it on, I actually do not lower the head to where it's really grabbing. You're going to see that I actually start to where the rollers are barely even catching, if at all. And I really start from there, just really easing it down because I do not want to grab too much. So now, let's get started. Okay, so as you saw, I took a lot of very thin passes and it came out great, nice and smooth on the first side. So now, simply, I'm just going to flip it over, sand down some chamfers on the ends here again, and hit it back through the power planer, and I'll be done at least with that step for this board. Alright, so now that both sides are nice and smooth, they are flat, they are perfectly parallel to each other, I am super happy. Yeah, there is a huge risk, but for me, the reward of this method far outweighs the risk. If you choose to do this method, please do so at your own risk to you and your equipment. You can damage a lot of things, so just know that. Again, feel free to leave me any comments, whether you are for this method or against it. That's perfectly fine. We live in a free world. Anyway, so I have a lot of work to do. I'm not going to go through this on this particular video. That's not what this video is about. So I need to get busy. So y'all go watch some more of my other videos while I get back to work here. Thank you so much for watching, and we will catch y'all in the next video. Thanks. Bye-bye.